Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Nārayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim
Tato Jayamutiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavatir Naichiti
Bhaktim Bhavati Nashiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devagi Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopakumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 27. So, the canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation. The chapter name is The Lord in the Heart. Sukadeva Goswami is explaining about the Paramatma in the heart. So, this sloka. So, let us recite the sloka over there. Please repeat behind me. Na yatra śoko, na jarā, na mṛtyur.
Na yatra śoko, na jarā, na mṛtyur.
Nārtir, na kodvega, kutaścit.
Nārtir, na codvega, kutaścit.
Yacchit tato adaḥ kṛpayānidaṁ-vidāṁ.
Yashchit tato adaḥ kṛpayānidaṁ-vidāṁ.
duranta-duḥkha-prabhavānudarśanāt.
Duranta-duḥkha-prabhavānudarśanāt.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Na, never. Yatra, there are. Śokaḥ, bereavement. Na, nār, jarā, old age. Na, nār, mṛtyuḥ, death. Na, nār, artiḥ, pains. Na, nār, cha, also. Udvegaḥ, anxieties. Prate, save and accept. Kutaścit, sometimes. Yet, because of. Chit, consciousness. Tataḥ, therefore. Adaḥ, compassion. Kṛpayā, out of heartfelt sympathy. an-idam-vidām, of those who are ignorant of the process of devotional service. Duranta, unsurpassable.
unsurpassable,
dukkha,
dukkha,
misery,
misery,
prabhava,
prabhava,
repeated birth and death,
repeated birth and death,
anudarśanāt,
anudarśanāt,
by successive experience.
by successive experience.
Translation and perfect by is doing is Abhay Charanavinda A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Translation, please repeat behind me. In that planet of Satyaloka,
In the planet of Satyaloka,
there is neither bereavement,
there is neither bereavement,
nor old age,
nor old age,
nor death.
nor death.
There is no pain of
There is no pain of
any kind,
any kind,
and therefore
and therefore
there are no anxieties,
there are no anxieties,
save that sometimes,
save that sometimes,
due to consciousness,
there
is a feeling of compassion for those unaware of the process of devotional service, who are subjected to unsurpassable miseries in the material world. Purport: foolish men of materialistic temperament do not take advantage of successive authorized knowledge. The Vedic knowledge is authorized and is acquired not by experiment but by authentic statements of Vedic literatures explained by bona fide authorities. Simply by becoming an academic scholar, one cannot understand the Vedic statements. One has to approach the real authority who has received the Vedic knowledge by disciplic succession, as clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita 4.2. Lord Krishna affirmed that the system of knowledge as explained in the Bhagavad Gita was explained to the sun god, and the knowledge descended to disciplic succession from the sun god to his son Manu, and from Manu to King Ikasvaku, the forefather of Lord Ramachandra, and thus the system of knowledge was explained down to the line of great sages, one after another. But in due course of time, the authorized succession was broken, and therefore, just to re-establish the true spirit of the knowledge, the Lord again explained the same knowledge to Arjuna, who was a bona fide candidate for understanding due to his being a pure devotee of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita, as it was understood by Arjuna, is also explained Bhagavad Gita 10.12 and 13. But there are many foolish men who do not follow in the footsteps of Arjuna in understanding the spirit of Bhagavad Gita. They create instead their own interpretations, which are as foolish as they themselves, and thereby only help to put a stumbling block on the path of real understanding, misdirecting the innocent followers who are less intelligent or the Shudras. It is said that one should become a Brahmana before one can understand the Vedic statements, and this stricture is as important as the stricture that no one shall become a lawyer who has not qualified himself as a graduate. Such a stricture is not an impediment in the path of progress for anyone and everyone, but it is necessary for an unqualified understanding of particular science. Vedic knowledge is misinterpreted by those who are not qualified Brahmanas. A qualified Brahmana is one who has undergone strict training under the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master. The Vedic wisdom guides us to understanding one relation with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and to acting accordingly in order to achieve the desired result of returning home back to Godhead. But materialistic men do not understand this. They want to make a plan to become happy in a place where there is no happiness. For false happiness, they try to reach other planets, either by Vedic rituals or by spacecraft. But they should know for certain that any amount of materialistic adjustment for becoming happy in the place which is meant for distress cannot benefit the misguided men, because after all, the whole universe will, with all its paraphernalia, will come to an end after a certain period. then all the plans of materialistic happiness will automatically come to an end. The intelligent person, therefore, makes a plan to return home back to Godhead. Such an intelligent person surpasses all the pangs of material existence, like birth, death, disease, and old age. He is actually happy because he has no anxieties of material existence. But as a compassionate sympathizer, he feels unhappiness for the suffering materialistic men, and thus he occasionally comes before the materialistic men to teach them the necessity of going back to Godhead. All the bona fide acharyas preach this truth of returning home back to Godhead and warn men not to make a false plan for happiness in a place where happiness is only a myth. Hare Krishna. So today's sloka, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining that the topmost planet, the Satyaloka, is here. There in the Satyaloka, there is no worries, no old age, no death. So there is no pain at all. So there is no anxieties. Though yesterday the sloka we saw that when during the annihilation, the universe got burned by the fire coming out from the Anandashesha, all the planetary systems getting burning into the ashes, except the Satyaloka, which is the topmost planet. And the Jnanis, the Rishi Munis, they will take their aeroplane and they will, during this devastation, they will go to Satyaloka and they will stay there. This is what we saw yesterday. So here now it is explaining again about the Satyaloka, and also in the Satyaloka, the who are all going there, that persons, because of their consciousness, they will feel compassion for the fallen conditioned souls who are there in the other planetary systems. They are just wasting their time without understanding, and they are unaware of who are all unaware of the process of devotional service, and they are unable to come out of this material miseries of the world. They will be as, see, suppose we are seeing one in the tree, there is a small bird. It is very hard. It is trying to make a nest. Suddenly, some misery is coming, some wind is coming, and it will, because of some heavy wind, it may fall down, and its eggs and everything will fall down, and it will go off. Again, the bird, what it will do? Again, it won't worry, and it won't try to be in that wood only. What it will immediately, again it will build a new house there. So being our intelligence, more than the bird's intelligence, we have the intelligence. So by seeing that, we'll think that why this bird is struggling like this here. So why it is preparing this nest again and again. So then we may get some compassion towards the bird. Some people, they will keep a nest in their home so that the bird can come and stay there like that. So these are all because of the compassion. The compassion is there with all the living entities towards other living entities. But when the consciousness is getting higher and higher, then the compassion will increase towards all the other living entities. How we are thinking with the compassion towards the bird, we are thinking that why the bird is getting pain again and again. The similar way, the upper planetary systems who are there, the Rishi Munis, by seeing us, they are with the compassion, because why these people are again unaware of this devotional service process, and they are unable to come out from the material miseries. They are unable to cross the material samsara sagara. They are unable to cross the samsara sagara. Again and again, they will fall prey because of their senses and their mind. So from top, they will see, by seeing that how we are seeing the bird, the similar way they see us with a compassion mode. So that is what Sukadeva Goswami is explaining in this sloka. So here Prabhupada is explaining about how this knowledge it come out. It is not 5,000 years back Krishna came and he took the avatar in this material world, and he explained this Bhagavad Gita to all the human beings. It's not like that. Krishna himself is saying that he in the 4.2, Bhagavad Gita 4.2, Krishna is saying, Evam parampara praptam imam rajasayo vidu sakalanekha mahata yoganashta parantapam. Here, what Krishna is saying is, the supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appeared to be lost. So, in the previous sloka, the 4.1, here, the 4.1, Krishna, again, he was explaining. Here Krishna is saying that Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Imam Vivasvate Yogam Rakvan Agam Avyayam Vivasvan Manave Pravaha Praha Daha Manur Ivasvake Bravit. So what he is saying, the personality of Godhead Lord Krishna said, I instructed this imperishable science of yoga to the sun god Vivasvan, and Vivasvan instructed it to Manu, and father of mankind, and Manu in turn instructed into Ivasvaka. So here, before instructing Arjuna, Krishna, millions of years back itself, he instructed the same Bhagavad Gita knowledge to sun god. Then, because the beginning of the human race, before that itself, so before the human race begin, that time itself, Krishna gave this knowledge to sun god. So from the sun god Vivasvan, he instructed to Manu. So from Manu onwards, the mankind is starting. So the Manu, in turn, he instructed to Ikasvaku. So who is the forefather of Rama, Lord Ramachandra. So this is the way, the disciplic succession way, this science, the supreme science is coming to through all over the people. Till now, we also getting the same Bhagavad Gita knowledge, which Lord spoke to sun god millions of years back, without any adulteration, without any change. It is coming through the disciplic succession. And in 4.2, Lord is saying that because of the disciplic succession, in between it got broken. So to re-establish that, because here it is saying that the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly king understood in that way, but in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appeared to be lost. So because of that, it was the Bhagavad Gita is first time Krishna was spoken to Arjuna. This is the first, that's the way we understood, but it is not like that. That's what Krishna himself is saying in Bhagavad Gita. So this knowledge, it is coming through disciplic succession. So this knowledge, this is when electronic items or any fridge, washing machine, a laptop, any of the items, if you see, mobile phone, along with that, before releasing that, along with the product, they'll still give the manual also, how to use this product and how to handle that. If any issues happen, then how to rectify that. All those instructions are there in that manual. So what are all the possible issues? All the issues they mentioned and how to rectify that. That's also they mentioned in that manual. So this is the way Krishna, when the human race, when he created the human race, before the creation of the human race itself, he gave the knowledge for the human race. Manual, he provided the manual how to live the life. What is the purpose of life? Who is God? Who are you? And what is the connection between you and God? And what we need to do in this material life. So all those things he gave us a manual, that is the Bhagavad Gita. He gave, then the production started. The human production started. But because of this, the disciplic succession, it came to the knowledges came coming down, because during the Satya Loka, most of the people knows the knowledge. Because of that, they were able to follow the knowledge, and they were able to give this. At the end of the life, they used to go to Himalayas and they used to tapasya and they used to do. So this knowledge was there from starting onwards. It's coming to disciplic succession, but in between is got broken. So to re-establish 5,000 years back, Krishna came to this material world and he gave this same knowledge to Arjuna. So the Arjuna, he is not accepted immediately, whatever the knowledge. He has also asked so many questions to Krishna. Then in 10th chapter, 12th and 13th, after hearing all those knowledge about the the fully karma yoga and the half of the bhakti yoga, then he understood. Then Arjuna, in 10th chapter, 12 and 13, he was saying, Arjuna uvacha param brahma parandama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham satvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum agustvam rasayaha sarve devarishir naradastata asito devala vyasaha swayam chaiva bravishime. So what Arjuna is saying, Arjuna said, you are the supreme personality of Godhead. Now Arjuna, after this many discussion between Arjuna and the Lord, then Arjuna accepted that you are the supreme Lord. He is saying that you are the supreme Lord, the ultimate abode. You are the purest, the absolute truth. You are the eternal, you are the transcendental, original person, and the unborn, the greatest. So he not only he is accepting, he is taking the authorities of other sages as well. Because since they also accepted, I am also accepted. I am also accepting. And because the great sages accepted. That's what he is saying. That's the reason he is saying that all the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa confirm this truth about you. So he is the supreme Lord. He is the absolute truth. He is the original person. He is the unborn. So all these things, he is eternal. He is the supreme Lord. All these are accepted by the great Rishi Munis like Narada, Asita, Devala, Vyasa. They confirm this truth about the Lord. So, and in this Bhagavad Gita, Lord is declaring the same thing. Lord is giving the same thing to Arjuna also. So, you are also confirming the same thing. So, then Arjuna accepted this. Arjuna also accepting because of the disciplic succession is accepting. So, I am also accepting that. So, the knowledge always it should accepted through the disciplic succession. There are many professional reciters are there, Bhagavad Gita reciters, Bhagavatam reciters are there. So they are very professional, and they will call the people and they will give they will take some charge and they will recite the mantras, they will recite the slokas, and they will give some interpretation according to their own whimsically to attract the people, and also whatever to give feed their false ego also, they will come up with their own interpretation to the slokas. Because even in Sanskrit, a single word, it may have maximum 16 different meanings. So in the same, the meaning will change based on the particular place and circumstances, in which circumstances this is spoken and who spoken. So based on that, the meaning also will change. The same word, it may be Krishna spoke means the same word is different, and Arjuna spoke in the same way, the different way, the different places. So we cannot interpret the same name according to our mind. If you know only one meaning of that word, we should not put same meaning, and we cannot interpret that. So that is the reason to interpret this Sanskrit slokas, it required a in-depth knowledge of Sanskrit to have we should know all the meanings, and then only we can understand what Lord is trying to say here. And also, that's knowledge, whatever the knowledge, this particular place, Lord used this word, and that meaning is this. That means that knowledge also, we should not think about of our own. It should come through the disciplic succession. What our previous acharyas are said about this sloka, the same interpretation we also need to take. So then only the perfect way we can understand this Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, it is not possible. We will also in the trap of the professional readers. They will, for the sake of money, to feed their false ego, they speak something, and we will accept that, and we will get into the wrong path. We cannot, because what they will do, the professional speakers, what they will do, if they understood Bhagavad Gita properly, they must be a devotee of the Lord, because Lord is asking that only. Become a devotee, become my devotee and worship me, and manmana maramad bhaktotto madhyaji mam namaskuru. In that sloka, Krishna is saying that worship me, become my devotee, and offer obeisance unto me. In that way, you can come to me. Like that, Krishna is saying. So if you want to go to Krishna, that person should, if somebody understood that words, they should become a devotee immediately. If that person is not a devotee, he is also posing just like a scholar, then that means he not yet understood the in-depth meaning of Bhagavad Gita. So if you hear the Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam, if you hear from those kind of people, then we will also get into the trap of what they will do, they will keep Krishna away from that scene. So in one of our former president, Radha Krishna, Dr. Radha Krishna, he is also a scholar of Sanskrit scholar. He also gave the purports to Bhagavad Gita. So there, one of the sloka, surrender unto Krishna. The supposed to translate, the translation is surrender unto Krishna. So there, he interpreted the meaning that surrender unto, not to Krishna, the Krishna's soul. Like that he interpreted. See, there is no difference between Krishna and Krishna's soul. For us, there is a difference. Because we are all the marginal potency of the Lord. So we are all, our body is made up of the gross 5 elements, and our soul is inside, which is spiritual. So we are combination of spiritual and material. Our body is material, and our soul is spiritual. The similar, but the Lord's body and Lord's soul, so super soul, there is no difference between both, because that is Shashvatam. This always will be there. It is never annihilate, it never change. He is never going to take a birth again. For us, there is a birth after birth, birth after that, we are changing the body. But Lord never changed the body. But this person, he interpreted that meaning, that he put a purpose that we need to surrender into not to Krishna, the Krishna's soul. So this is the basic understanding. There is no difference between Lord Krishna and his soul. But in that way, these scholars misinterpret the people. Not only this one, there are more than 600 versions of Bhagavad Gita are there in this in the market. So everybody written on their own, whimsically they understood that, and everybody understood that they wrote something else. When it is coming through the 4 bona fide sampradaya, that is our Gaudiya Vaisnava Sampradaya is coming through the Brahma. It's a Brahma Gaudiya Vaisnava Sampradaya, Brahma Sampradaya, and then the Sri Sampradaya, which is coming through Lakshmi Devi, Rudra Sampradaya, which is coming through Lord Shiva, and the 4 Kumaras, the Kumar Sampradaya from 4 Kumaras. So if the interpretation, it is coming from this 4 Sampradaya, who is coming in this disciplic succession, only those persons, we need to listen and hear from this 4 Sampradaya only. Apart from that, whatever the people are coming with the other Sampradayas, there are so many Sampradayas are there. These are the only bona fide Sampradayas which is coming from the Brahma, Lakshmi, Shiva, and 4 Kumaras. The disciplic sections are coming through. So from them, if you hear, then we can get the exact meaning of that, whatever the Krishna is saying, so that we can make use of that and we can make our life perfect. All the other Sampradayas are called Apasampradayas. They are trying to kill the exact meaning, and they will put their own interpretation, and it will misguiding the people like anything. So that's the reason we always need to go through catch hold of the Guru, who is from the disciplic succession, who is coming through disciplic succession, bona fide, these 4 Sampradayas, disciplic succession, then only we can understand the real meaning of Bhagavad Gita, real meaning of Bhagavatam. So then how this need to be transferred from one person, Guru, to how we can get the knowledge. That also Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Tat vidhi pranipadena Pariprasnena sevaya upateshyanti chenyanam jnaninas-tasvadarshinaha. So how to get the knowledge? Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. So the knowledge, because since the self-realized souls, the Guru, he understood, he has the realization of the knowledge. Only from that person only we can get the knowledge. And also how we need to go with the humbly, and we need to render service unto him, and submissively we need to ask him. Then only we can get the knowledge, the correct knowledge. But the professional people just for the sake of getting some money for the name and fame, and for money, they are speaking something different what Krishna told. So then the real knowledge we won't get. So this is the way that we need to get the knowledge. And today's sloka, it is talking about the persons who are not getting the knowledge. Even though the knowledge is widely available in this material world, not everyone inclined to go and get into the path to understand. Because we are seeing in front of us, we are seeing how many are trying to get this knowledge. Very, very, very few in this material world. So for that, other people who are all unfortunate and are not able to get this path of devotional service, for those people, the Rishi Munis, they are with the compassion, they are feeling compassion for those people. I was saying how these people are getting rotten in this material world with their senses. We're not understanding the devotional service, not unaware of the devotional service. Because of that, they're getting the miseries. They're getting into the miseries again and again. They're getting into the miseries. So this is the way they are. Those Rishi Munis are thinking. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.